Day one. Or two, whatever.
Yeah, yesterday we went and got it.
Yeah.
So, I knew that there was going to be a few things that we can't do because we're going to get here and then we're going to need stuff. So right now, a long time ago, whenever we took this car to Smith Racecraft and actually got it to work, because...
Well, when you first built the car, you built it low like everything else, and it didn't work worth a shit.
Yeah. But it looked good.
It looked good as fuck.
Yeah, so that is probably what we're going to do again.
Except now we can make it work.
Except now we can make it work. We know a little bit more than what we did. So we are going to, and the way that we made this deal work years ago was we put these big block springs up here. We took the coilovers off. We put the big block springs on it.
Are those Moroso trick springs?
Yes, they are.
Oh, wow, I bet those were fun to put in.
Yeah.
That was before my time.
Them bitches is long.
Yeah.
So they gave the front end all the stored energy that we needed, and this was before, we didn't know a whole lot about stored energy.
But stored energy's always kind of been our thing. Like, we knew that front end needed to pop up.
Yep. So we just couldn't get it to do it with the coilovers, which we could now.
Yeah.
Because we know a lot more. So, but back then we couldn't, and we didn't really know how to do it. So this is the way that we did it. We took the coilovers off and we put these big block Chevy springs, the trick springs on the front. The old badass Moroso trick springs. Man, they are long.
Or small blocks, so they got even, they're even lighter.
Well, this was a big block, so I'm pretty sure that we used the big block springs, but I can't really remember. I mean, we could have compressed these things enough that that's why they had so much stored energy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of what a Moroso big block trick spring did anyways, was it gave you stored energy in the front. So we are going to, before we can get this motor set in this deal, we have to get the ride height where we want it and then figure out where we want the motor. And I'm not going to say I'm the best at this, but there's a couple of things that I feel like it needs. And it needs the motor to be pretty high and as far back as we can get it. For a small tire to work well on the street, I want the crank up at 12 plus, at least.
13.5 it is.
Yeah. So, well, this right here might keep us from doing that.
Yeah.
If we don't have to cut this out, I'll be happy. If we do, it is what it is.
We got this big old thing going in there though, so it's a little bit bigger than a Power Glide that used to be in it. But we'll figure that out as we go.
Because we don't have time. We might could do something like that later. I'm not worried about all that right now.
Worried about
what? We don't have to do this. Well, the reason that we started with this car, and everybody out there wants to fucking say, oh, you're going to cut up a classic. No, we cut this thing up a long time ago. But we didn't have to really cut it up because it was falling apart. We put rockers, we put quarters, we put everything on this car. It's rusted. Look at the floor pans. See this right here? We didn't replace any of this. And whenever we did, Dad was like, do you want me to replace all this stuff? And I said, no. How can you get lighter than rust? You can't. I mean, look at this.
Unless it's carbon. That rust is real strong.
It's just one piece of it. California rust. Yeah. So we haven't really worried too much, about all the people saying, oh, you messed up a classic and all that stuff, which
those are my favorite.
We know we didn't. Because this car had problems.
Well, and classics are the coolest thing to make race cars out of.
Yes, and I'll be honest with you, I don't care if this thing had a lick of rust in it, I still would have done the same thing. Nobody said anything to these people whenever they decided to put a 4-speed in this car years ago that they fucked the tunnel up, which they did.
Yeah, they did.
But
no, cars don't have character like this anymore. So these are the best ones to cut up and make race cars out of, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't. And it doesn't matter at all to me. I don't give two shits about cutting a car up. I'll cut the shit out of a car. I don't care what it is or how special it is to somebody.
The more special, the better, really.
Yeah, I mean,
the more someone's going to cringe.
The more special, the more rare.
Yeah.
You don't see them very often, and that's what makes them so cool.
Yep.
So I really feel like the first thing that we have to do is, whenever we put these big block springs in here, we took the spanners off of these old AFCOs, and no telling where they're at. Like, I'm not even going to act like we still got them, because we don't.
It don't matter.
So
we ordered some new ones.
We
from
ordered
Summit
new
anyway.
ones. They'll be here tomorrow. Luckily, we get everything overnighted from Summit, especially if it's in Texas.
Yeah.
So they'll be here tomorrow, and we can pull these off. We can get the ride height the way we want it. And what we'll have to do back here, it's pretty simple back here. This is a ladder link. And what we know about ladder links now is that they suck and they don't work. They move too much.
This will end up
with
a nice little
an S in it, the same way that we had these on the Nova at one point. I mean, I guess it depends on how fast you're going. We're not planning on changing them right now, so it is what it is. But what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll go up 1, maybe even 2, because we will probably extend this rear end.
This is the first
Smash the tire.
First quick performance rear end you ever bought.
Yes.
What, 11 years ago, probably.
Yeah. Like, they were just getting started back then.
Probably seen their ad in National Dragster or something.
Yeah. So we will take this and we'll go up 1 hole, maybe 2, and then we'll take these right here and we'll go down to the bottom, which will lower the car. I don't know. We'll probably lower the car 3-4 inches back here. I don't know. I just need to get out and look and get it down. I want it to be as low as what it was before. That's going to keep us from going too low.
Oh, yeah. So we move that up 2 holes, though, we can just cut that bottom piece off.
Yeah, but then when we start racing this deal seriously, we're going to have to raise this thing back up. Like, we're going to lower it down just for it to look really killer on the street for now.
Yeah.
Not to mention, this thing, believe it or not, will fit a 33-10-5W. So it'll fit a fairly big tire on the back. And then we'll lower it down. We'll get the front where it needs to be, and then we can set the motor and transmission in it and get the right angle and figure out if we're going to have to cut all that out. So today, basically, I'd really like to start off with putting a battery in the car, hooking it up, and just checking all the lights and seeing what all works and what. I don't think there's really anything except lights that we're going to be able to keep. Everything else has to go. And then we can strip out all the wiring that we don't need, all the boxes that we don't need anymore. I don't really need any of that stuff, I don't think. So we can do that, and then we'll put that 5.3 you got sitting right there onto that 4L80 and shove it in after we pull the front end off of it. We gotta get the ride height where we want it first, though.
Little 5.3 that I had from my dongle uses a mock-up motor, and then this is actually the 4L80 that was in shop truck when I got it. Still good, but when I got the Rustler, I just didn't need it anymore. So now it's just here for a spare. What are you tearing out first?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here looking at everything. So yeah, no, that needs to be. But I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I guess I'm overwhelmed.
That looks like that just peel, paint peel.
It is.
Is it?
Yep. So he's gonna take it all off. I don't really know. I guess I'm just gonna get in here and start pulling all these boxes out that I don't need anymore. And then we need to get some tabs to weld the other seat in. That shouldn't be hard, just 4 tabs on that brace that goes across the bottom. And you can see why there's a brace across the bottom, because there's no floor pans in this deal. And the seat had to mount to something. So luckily it goes all the way across here to where we can put the tabs just like we did over here. And then weld tabs for seat belts. We can get all this stuff. Ugh. I guess I'll start snipping wires. Then we're gonna get this out of here. Wonder if anybody still buys those still.
Oh yeah,
They do?
especially dirt track guys.
Oh man. Got a good one right still.
No excess battery fit back here like a glove.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was made for it.
Mm-hmm.
Little RPM data logger.
Mm-hmm. My first one.
What is that?
Accelerometer.
Oh wow, we had a G meter in this deal.
Mm-hmm. Ask me how many times I looked at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ain't know a whole lot about data then. Neutral safety switch. Look at that. Got everything going on in this deal. I might should keep some of this stuff, huh?
Electric shifter that we never used.
No, remember that? Remember why we had to put that deal on there?
Yeah, I remember.
It was not happy whenever it touched those hot wires right over there.
If you touch a Teflon braided nitrous line to positive battery, it will blow a hole in it. 100%.
Yep.
So, right now we just get all of the old wires out because we really don't need any of this stuff. There's a gauge pod up there that used to have fuel pressure, nitrous pressure, oil pressure.
Not at all.
And now all of that will be on the decoded digital gauges that will be in the dash. So, and those fit under the cowl of the hood, and we don't have a cowl hood anymore. So, just get all this junk out of here that we don't need anymore.
While you're doing that, you want me to unbolt the front end?
Oh, we can't unbolt the front end yet. Not until we know ride height.
Oh, okay.
You can get all them gauges off.
Alright.
Like, remember they just bolted on right here. And then all them gauges will come off at once. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to get this seat out of it and then get the carpet out of it. Get that nitrous bottle out of it. We'll end up putting one of them back in it though. Just not right there. Yeah?
It's coming out.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Nope. I think it's under there.
Okay.
See if I can-
Like we can get all this shit off. All this shit can go, all this can go. Pretty much everything under here can go. I'd even pull the transmission lines off because I'm not going to use that. I'll get a better one.
Was it the point?
Yeah, but it could have been worse.
Ow. Well, 7531.
I don't really know what all needs to come out, what all needs to stay. I would assume the majority of it, except for that switch panel, right? But you know that the starter is on one of these.
That one could be
Nitrous.
the nitrous one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but then that means that this one is the
starter.
starter. Oh no, those used to be days. With that nitrous on?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hold it on that. You can't pull that through.
What?
No.
Oh. Get it off there. Here, pull it through this way. Okay. It can go.
All the way back there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Run up under there somewhere.
Yeah, I need to get, I'm putting off getting underneath the car.
Oh.
I need to get this off of it so I can get it out of here. And I gotta get it out. And then I can lay down in here and get underneath there and clip everything off that I need to clip off.
And pull the back one off.
Yeah.
I'm sure that tank's full.
Well, right now it's draining right into this trough, so I'm gonna have to loosen this to move it over.
Well, if you pull the back one off, you can just stick that hose right in the pan.
Look how blue it is.
Tank wasn't that full.
Nah. It's shooting out of there like it's got a pump.
It's got a lot of pressure behind it.
Yeah, it does. Now, who would have left C23 in the tank for all them years? Doesn't really smell like it used to.
We're ready for another pass.
They probably only see 16 now.
Wow. It's probably full. Remember when we blew this car up? We were headed to the staging lane? We never actually made a pass?
That should be it. Very tight.
Jesus, there's a lot in there. I mean, it ain't even slowing down yet. Like, whenever I turned that on, the fuel pump should have at least fucking came on.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Oh, no, the switches aren't working.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The pump should have at least came on.
Not gonna be.
Oh! Not done. See there? I knew there wasn't that much in there.
So this is a Magna Fuel, be a 4303 fuel pump. It's actually an EFI pump. That's what I ran on my truck when it was pro charged, and it'll make 1,000. But we're gonna go ahead and go with the Air Motive 5 gallon per minute brushless in one of their fuel cells.
Tank too, so
It's a what?
in tank, so it's just easier. Like all we gotta do is set the deal in. All in one.
Pushing it through or pulling it?
Pushing through. You know, pull that other one out.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna take that loose right there.
So we got the guy over here that wired this pile.
Which
I
it
didn't know
was,
I was stepping into this.
but it was much nicer than what I would have done.
Well, that's why you brought it to me.
Yes.
Back in the day, Dave used to wire everybody's race cars.
And build everybody's headers.
Yeah.
Dad, we'll go ahead and get these off. This is the nitrous bottles.
Don't need that no more.
Well, no. Yeah, I'm still going to need that.
Pump your brakes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So I think basically what we're going to do, we had to order these rings, you know, because obviously 12 years ago, whenever we put these springs on it, I don't know where those spanners are. Someone put spanners back on it for coilovers.
I probably have those.
Well, we overnighted them.
Okay, perfect. Don't call nobody.
Nah.
Just order them.
Yeah. That's what I did. Look at this nice mid plate right here.
That's amazing. I was looking at
So I feel like we're not going to use that.
That shit didn't.
I feel like we're not going to use that.
That shit didn't matter in 2010.
Did this have a cross member?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, it did.
So basically, what
Oh, they bent it with a crush, like an exhaust bender.
it's exhaust. Like,
Oh yeah,
Like, wait.
lightweight.
yeah, that's right. And it always worked. What's the problem? Hey, we're going to use it back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I'm using that back.
I believe you. That's
You
sad.
wouldn't?
That's
Is that what you're
sad.
saying?
No,
You're
I
saying
would
you
not.
wouldn't? Why?
Jesus.
What do you need that for?
I-
A lot of people just put limiters on them. So what the fuck do you need?
With a good mid plate, you ain't even got a good mid plate.
I told you just now we weren't going to use that.
So you need a good cross member. That's not really a good cross member.
No, I'm going to put a better one on it.
Oh,
I'll just
you
weld.
weren't
No,
using
no, I'll just
mid
weld
plate at all.
an L bracket all the way down.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no, I have a mid plate.
Okay, perfect.
Jesus.
Christ.
Let's get on the same page here.
Okay.
Let's talk about your wiring.
Yes.
Okay.
So tomorrow, whenever we get these in, I'll pull these coils off, these old trick spring Morosos right here. And we'll get the ride height where we want it. And then I can't really remember, I'm sure that with the big block, it was in front of this deal. So I don't know how much shorter an LS is, if maybe I could put a spacer behind it and just use these same bolts.
But how much room do you think you need for the Pro Charger?
As much as possible.
Okay, so you
That's
gotta
what I'm
move it
saying.
back.
I'm trying to move it back as much as I possibly can.
Gotcha.
Because you would think that there's a whole lot of room in this deal, and there's really not.
There's not.
By the
You
time
got
you
a
put a
radiator
big
and all that
radiator in it, and then, you know.
God, I remember that old micro switch setup right there.
Hell yeah. Bring back memories, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, all this shit does. We just pulled the RPM data logger out of this deal.
I saw. I could tell by the sensor wire
Yeah.
hanging back there.
Yeah, look how close it is, too. Come here. It's like rubbing it. I wanted to make sure it would pick up the magnets, I guess.
So why don't you just cut this off right here, cap it,
And move it back.
yeah, cut it off up there and just go.
We
back
talked
to here.
about it, but,
That's
you
what I
know,
would do.
why cut that off, though?
Well, because anytime you have a mid plate behind the bars, it's always a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree.
Because then you got to take water pump off, you got to take the motor plate off before you can pull the motor off. Because you can't push it forward, it's behind the bar.
This is an LS deal. I plan on putting it in once.
There's one in the back of my truck right now.
I plan on putting it in once.
Been in and out 4 times.
So,
Huh.
I got some cleaning
God,
up
I
to do
remember
that I
this
should have
old
done years ago. Look at all this.
Hoopty. And it's
Remember, we should have cleaned all that up years ago. I remember not doing it years ago. I probably should do it now.
Yeah, it's just a grinding disc.
Yes.
Your dad's here. Looks like he ain't doing nothing.
No, he's not. But yes.
I figured he'd
This
volunteer
right here,
you
but
anyway.
But this is nice right here.
That's horrible. And there's somebody welded the back of it. The mid plate probably just wedged in here.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't get to the front, so.
Oh, yeah.
God. We got cross members, so it don't matter.
That's right.
God, this thing was raggedy, wasn't it?
No,
It wasn't?
I don't think so. Okay, let's let it down so that we can look at all the wiring. I think I just got to start pulling it.
Oh yeah, maybe you can make that art panel work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can make anything work.
Like these big S solenoid deals. Why I got so many of them? Why I got 3 of them? Well, there's one right in the trunk, right off of the battery. And then this one, I'm pretty sure is the starter. Remember, because it broke and we zip tied it all together. I think this one is the nitrous. Yep. I just now took, is that right?
Yep.
I just now took the MSD7 off of it. Oh yeah, no, hey, there's another one.
This starter. This should be. This should power that board, right? Is that going to that board?
I don't know, probably.
Yeah,
so anyways, I put a battery in it a minute ago.
Yep.
We flipped this on, and then a couple of these would turn on, but none of these down here would. Like it was like they didn't have no power. Wait, there's no battery in it.
I know.
Oh.
Let me see that amazing flashlight you have.
Talking shit about my flashlight?
I said it was amazing, goddamn.
But it was sarcastic. Why are you yelling at me? I'm not gonna take you yelling at me.
I wouldn't either. Okay.
Okay, what?
So what do you want to know? What do you? Jesus
I'm
Christ.
pulling all the shit out of this that I don't need, and I really kind of wanted to save the stuff that I do need, which runs the headlights, tail lights, brake lights, all that shit.
You get rid of that whole board.
That board right there, and then everything that it goes to. Traced all the wires.
Yeah.
I figured I could get rid of pretty much everything except the stuff that's coming off of this board. Right?
And the stuff that runs up. Yes. When are you gonna do all that?
What do you mean?
Are you doing it now, or?
Like pulling all the wiring out, or making sure that everything works and putting it all back together?
Pulling all the wiring out.
I'm not doing that for a little bit. I'm pulling all the wiring out today, though.
I told you that skeleton went all the way across.
Yep.
I think that'd be easy.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, right?
Get rid of the coil, all that crap.
Yep. I was trying to get rid of all this underneath it so that I could slide in here and get underneath it and just start cutting shit. That's how I do my wiring. Huh?
No need to cut shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, get it all out of the way then.
That was for the fuel pump.
This?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we don't really need that then, unless we need one for this fuel pump. There's different ways of doing that now, huh? We don't need all these fucking big solenoids, do we?
No, they weigh a lot. Yeah, that was for the fuel pump. That one up where was for the circuit board. That was for nitrous, and that other one's for the starter. Shit, I bet all that shit still work.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not like it's bad.
I think the old rat's been in here, no?
No.
Dick, what are you doing?
Remember I told you I didn't see it in there?
Yeah.
Does the cowl have to come out?
It's probably behind the cow. There's probably no bolts in it still. Easy, Dave.
I just see one. Oh, hey, look at this.
Here they are.
Found them.
I'm pretty sure I told him inside earlier.
Yeah.
I ain't seen them.
Can't believe he had you in there looking for them.
I know it.
So while you're under there, you can go ahead and get all that lock.
Yeah. Why don't you found the bolts right here? We're gonna have a set of gauges up for sale.
A bunch of stuff. Look at that tack.
There's some 15-year-old kid out there right now that wants that.
That's fucked up, Dave. Because there's some 30 and 40 and 50-year-olds
Yeah.
that want that. You're talking shit about them.
For their street stock.
All the gauges you'll ever need on one fancy stand. I don't need that no more.
No, that's coming off.
Once you get your wire cutters.
No, because that's not right, Dave.
That's a half inch, isn't it?
Yeah, or 9/16. That's once I get up in there.
Okay. So Sean's in the process of getting all the wiring out that we don't need. Dave's actually trying to talk him into leaving a lot of it.
Yes, because Dave wired it the first time, and he's like, "Man, I could have that."
I mean, if he's available,
Yeah,
you know.
I could have that good to go in 2 hours. Dave said. Said done.
Yeah.
You're hired.
Yeah.
Ow. Ow.
At this point, really all we're kind of confused about is why the arc panel isn't working. But if Dave could fix that, then, you know.
Man, this hurts.
Oh, yeah, you got that bar right in the back. So right now, he's just kind of, everything's zip tied up in here, so he's got to get it all cut from the zip ties.
Yeah, that's always been our go-to.
Oh, yeah. I still use zip ties all the time. So, what's the actual story? Like, you had this before I met you. Like, but you were building it as a race car whenever I did meet you. But you didn't buy it to build a race car, did you? Or did you?
No, I bought this. Actually, my old business partner bought me this car. We went to an auction together, and he knew a 55 was my favorite car ever, and I seen him bidding on it. And he paid way too much for it. You know, because I'd have quit a long time ago, you know, and I didn't really understand what he was doing. And then once we won the bid, we went over and looked at it, and he was like, "Man, I got that for you." And I was like, "Fuck yeah." so I drove it around stock for a long time.
So it actually ran and drove.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it ran and drove. It was red with a white top. And... man, it had some like old racing wheels on it. I can't remember the name of them now.
Yeah.
You know, but had just like a 327 in it, and it bench seat, full interior. Like, I didn't even go over and look at the car or anything before because I wasn't planning on bidding on it. But he did, and he won the bid, and then I had it forever, and I always told myself, no. Nope, no race car.
Yeah.
No race car. And then, after a while, you tell yourself that so much. And then you go, well, man, I don't do anything but race. So, then, I decided, I don't do anything but race. It's just going to be another car that I don't love unless I make myself love it. And then I did.
I remember when I first signed up on the Midwest Street Cars Forum, this was one of the first threads I seen. It was over at American Hot Rod. Wasn't it? Isn't that the name of it?
That's who did the cage.
And it was still red and white at that time. And man, it was sitting low. And I was like, holy shit, that thing's bad.
Yeah. No. I mean, I loved this thing, you know, and I still do. It had its place. And now it's time to change the place.
Yep.
It's not really in there very good, is it?
In there. Is this the original cluster?
Yes.
Holy crap, that thing's clean. I didn't realize it was so clean.
I think I got a new glass for it.
I was going to say, most of the glass is either broke or real dingy.
I think I got a new glass for it. Because, man, you know, this is a 55 Chevy, man. They make everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sean's under there messing with wires. Richard's up here getting the front end unbolted so we can take it off. So the front end's off now. Makes it a little easier to maneuver stuff around in here.
I think we just spacer.
Oh, yeah. Welded quarters there on the stands. This ain't no fiberglass or carbon. This is all steel.
What about it? Yep.
It's heavy. Like your doors used to be.
Mine?
Yeah.
Doors on what?
Your Nova.
My first car was a pile?
Yeah.
It didn't even have a chance to be a pile
It
yet.
did too.
It did
That
not.
motherfucker didn't never go straight.
It was the 15th pass when I crashed it.
Exactly. You know how many straight passes it made?
If I remember correct,
None.
a lot of them because I fucked all you guys up.
Man, that car was fucking junk. I talked to you about it before. We even talked about it. It was going to kill you. You may not have been there when we were talking about that, but but I definitely remember talking about it.
It's probably when you was hanging with your boy.
Probably so. And I was probably like, dude, that car's going to kill him, man. It doesn't fucking, when it leaves the line, it ain't fucking right. You can see that.
You probably should have told me.
Well, I didn't really care at the time.
Thanks, man.
No, I'm just playing.
He cares now, though.
No, Ah. Oh, here, I'll say it again when it comes back. They did a lot of good wiring in this car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why everybody used to have him wire their shit.
Man, this must have been a problem.
And he built headers that was easy to change spark plugs.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
speed holes.
Speed holes.
Only on that side, though.
Yeah, just needed it on one
What happened?
It sucked. That was a lot of work. It was.
I just figured you left this side heavy to help keep that side down, you know? No?
No, it just sucked.
Oh, okay.
I was planning on doing a lot more. And I did all these on the doors.
But this metal's a lot better than metal nowadays.
Yeah, it sucked.
About halfway through that, he said, man, what was I thinking? Did he do all the holes over there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So he did those? Looks like he was drilling spot welds.
That's what it, yeah. I think you got some.
Looks like you were drilling spot welds.
I don't think I did those. I might have. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not factory.
I don't know. They look like they're evenly spaced.
That's not factory.
No, that's not
Hey,
bad.
this sucks. I need a better bit or a good bit.
That bit sucks.
He's so impatient. Did you get that?
Eight
Did
Mm-hmm.
you get it? Yeah. Nothing.
Sean is the epitome of patience. We talked about it just the other night.
That's right. You gotta have patience like me. I got all the patience.
No, you don't. 0.
Hmm?
0.
Now that we know the 9/16 will fit on that,
You go ahead and get the half inch.
piece of cake.
Oh, yeah, no big deal. I don't know what she's worried
Down
for.
now? Are you gonna go racing anytime?
Give me a. I'm thinking I take my car to Missouri.
Well, when you get done, give me a pint of that paint and then fix that. That you fucked up.
I definitely fucked that up.
Yeah, it got a little warm right there, didn't it? All I gotta do is buff your doors though. I've had that
Nice
painted for
shot.
I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Compared to the ones we
I know you're not in a hurry for them.
go through, so I mean, the
I used to
nuts
do
and-
things right.
Yep.
I probably didn't put them in.
Washer, not something on there.
No, it's good.
What do you mean?
It's a good bolt.
It's a nice ARP nut and bolt instead of just a grade 8 from the hardware store.
It's probably something that was laying around that fucking Midwest Streetcar or something.
No, either that or I didn't do it. We built this car way before there was a Midwest Street Cars.
These bolts probably come from Smith Racecraft.
Yeah.
They were probably 120 bucks a piece too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can pretty much say I didn't put these in there. Well, I don't know, man. Look at this washer on this side. That looks like something I would do.
Well, remember we broke that one as soon as we got home because it caught on the
I think it was
trailer.
that side.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes that theory. It'd make more sense if it was that side.
Mm-hmm. And in between changing them, I lost the bolt that came to it.
Yeah.
No, this is how it goes. That's just how big that shank is.
Oh, okay. So we went and had the rear end stuff done at Smith Racecraft and some front end stuff. And as soon as we got home, we were pulling it off the enclosed trailer and broke the adjuster knob off of the bottom of the shock.
I think that we did that before because it was so low, which is the problem we're probably going to run into this time. We're putting it on a trailer, and it was fucking low.
I know we
and
were
that deal
pulling it
broke.
off a trailer, and you had to overnight it so we could race the next day.
Mm-hmm. Every time something happens to this car, we were racing the next day, and I had to overnight it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it rolled.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't kill me." You'd be better off lifting the
That
car
spring
up.
is under pressure.
Get under the
A little bit.
Hey,
And just lift the whole thing?
lift the car up.
At least I won't be fucking by it, huh?
Yes, there you go.
Look.
Phantom, get out.
God damn. Huh? That's a piece of cake now. Ain't no pressure on that deal.
You're welcome. I just saved your life.
You told me I was doing it the wrong way.
You are.
No, this was the easiest way without killing myself. And I didn't kill
It's the
myself.
only fucking way that's easier to kill yourself.
That's how long that thing is.
Big old spring right there.
It just saved your life, Sean.
You didn't do shit. That thing wasn't under pressure.
Yeah, it was.
It was not.
Then why are you saying, "Don't kill me, don't kill me"?
Because I was worried.
Yeah.
So now that we've got pretty much all the wires out that we don't need, we've got the front end off of it, got the old coil springs out of it, very safely, I might add.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out how we want to set the motor in it.
Well, I don't really know. I've never set the motor in a small tire car before. I would assume, I know why on a big tire car you want the transmission 1.2. 1.2 is ideal. And the reason you want that pointed up is because the rear end on a big tire car sets way up here. So if you're pointed up, then your geometry is right to your rear end. Well, the reason that the OG car doesn't work well on a big tire is because it is like 2 degrees down, the transmission. So when you put it on a big tire, your drive shaft comes out of the transmission this way and then has to go straight up. And that's the reason that we've always felt like the car shakes and it's not happy.
Well, and that's also why it worked so well this last time we had it out, is because we were basically extending the car and putting
Yes.
the rear end in line
Yes.
with where it needed to be.
So, and the reason that the OG works so well on a small tire is with it being down, we take this rear end on a small tire and we move it down here. And then everything lines up. So I would assume that the 1.2 is up is just for big tire shit. But I don't know. I'm going to have to call somebody who knows.
We'll
And
take
then
your
we'll go from
suggestions
there.
in the comments too. What do y'all think about it?
Yeah.
I bet there's some race car builders that watch this channel.
Just rust. Yes. I'm sure, we're smart enough to know why the transmission needs to be at a certain angle. I think we can figure it out. I'm definitely going to put it high. Small tire car, I want the motor as high as we can get it in this deal. I'm thinking it's not going to be lower than 12. But then we got to think about once we start racing the car, we're probably going to have to raise it back up. So if it's around 12 in the car, whenever we get done right now, I'll be happy. Because then we'll probably have to raise the car back up 2, maybe 3 inches to race it. So, I don't know. But we need to figure that out before we start. Ooh, there's rust on this door, Dad.
Is there?
Yep.
Oh.
Right there.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, we'll talk to a couple of people before we do it. But at this point, we've got to wait on the coilovers to get here. They should be here in the morning. We'll put the coilovers on it, and then we'll set this thing at ride height where we want it. We'll have to make some changes in the rear end to get it a little bit lower in the back. Because as of right now, we're not going to worry a whole lot about how fast it goes down the track. We're going to worry about cruising it around on the street and having fun with it. So if I have to completely reset this car back up for whenever we do start racing it at the track, so be it. But for the cruising around, it's going to look good and it's going to be low.
So that's where we are right now. Pretty much today was a teardown day. You know, all the old wirings out of it that we're not going to use. The fuel pump's out. Just all the stuff that we're not going to use. So we're waiting on some stuff. Be here tomorrow from Summit, and we'll continue on with this thing. So thanks for clicking in. Stay tuned. This is going to be a big build, and there's going to be some cool stuff to happen with it afterwards. So check it out.